much to this person. Back to wide open throttle we go. Absolutely sending it. Staying pinned. We'll get up to top speed here. Full send. Pull so hard up top it doesn't give up. Hello and welcome to another Out of Spec Reviews video. You join us fresh off of a really nice Boeing Dreamliner 787-9. Awesome flight on the way over here. Silky smooth. We've just landed in Munich, Germany. We'll be here for the next 2, 3, 4 weeks. I don't know how long. We have a lot of videos we need to make. Things always happen, but we always do these. We're in Germany for at least around the IAA Auto Show. A lot of adventures to come. And we're just about to pick up our car, our first test car of the trip. It should be arriving here just momentarily. So very excited for this. We have a lot of things we're going to be doing. I'll share some plans for the trip with you on the drive. We're going to pick up the car. We have a couple charging stops today, I believe. Weather's a little bit rainy, so maybe no top speed runs down the Autobahn, but we should be able to get a good move on. Really looking forward to this trip. Let's do it. Well guys, exciting news. I just saw the car pull in. I think he's parked just over here. So let's go see if we can find him. Love all the e-wagon taxis. The car spotting's already been awesome. But yeah, I believe he's just parked over this way. So let's go find him. Oh yes, I can just vaguely see the front of the car down at the end of the line. And if you take a look over here, you will see, no surprise to anyone, a Mercedes GLB. I'm just joking. Mamba Green Taycan. Here we go. ESCO always stands for the Porsche press car line. This is looking great. Very lightly spec'd this particular one, but this is what we will be driving. Not exclusively. We always kind of have a Taycan in Germany because it's a great car. Always have a Taycan here. It's a great car optimized for here, but I actually wanted to go to the Porsche Charging Lounge, which is a new charging station. We'll have a whole video on that. And we're actually visiting that tomorrow. And I wanted to bring a Porsche to the Porsche Charging Lounge for the video. So huge thanks to Mike and Calvin at Porsche for always hooking us up with these things when we're over here. We'll have a lot of stories. The Mamba Green looking epic. I don't know where the driver went, but yeah, let's load up in this thing and we will hit the road. We have to go actually past Stuttgart over towards Hockenheimring for a little event in the morning. So we have some miles to do today. And yeah, not sure how charged it is, not sure anything like that, but it's a big battery, rear wheel drive, nothing super spicy, but still 155 mile an hour top speed, or maybe 140. I'll have to look. Don't know the specs offhand, but we'll of course explore it together as we're here in Germany. We'll tell you about all the future plans to come, and I'm sure we'll do some car spotting along the way. Well, you join us now just pulling out of the Munich airport, and we are in the Taycan rear wheel drive. We have an indicated 360 kilometers worth of range. We are at 92%. I don't know how the car's been driven previously. The car's pretty much brand new, only 4,000 kilometers on it. Very lightly spec'd vehicle. Not even cooled seats in this one, just heated seats, no sport chrono. This is an efficiency build, and no air suspension either. And you know, for what we're doing with this car, we don't need anything crazy. We've already driven the turbos and the spicy ones here in Germany, doing plenty of videos on top speed runs. We just needed a car to showcase some of their charging stuff. And while this can still charge just as well as those vehicles, and especially with the new software in the vehicle, it can do dynamic preconditioning on the way to a charging station. So for example, if you get there at 1% state of charge, it'll actually cool off the battery so you have more thermal duration or thermal envelope during the charging session to get you high speeds. And if you are going to get to a charging station at 40 or 50% state of charge or even higher, it'll really heat up the battery so you have less resistance in the pack for top charging. It's really one of the best preconditioning logics out there. We highlighted this in the race to Vegas, where Taycan is a little bit of an underdog, small battery, but charges like a monster. And we've always said Taycan works really well when you have the infrastructure to back it up. And thankfully here in Germany, you have the infrastructure to back it up. I've already proven that. We took the Taycan Turbo Sport Turismo on a, 1,200 kilometer day drive where every single charger worked on the first try, giving us the maximum power the car could take. It was epic. I'll link that video in the description below. But for now, we're gonna find a little spot to pull over. I gotta log into my Porsche Connect. It loads up all my settings, all my favorites, all of that stuff. I just wanted to get out of the airport area first. So we'll get the car set up for how I like it, and then we will figure out where our hotel is, where we're going. We already have tonight's hotel booked. Kind of a first for us, actually.
Yeah, that's shocking.
It is shocking.
He was looking up before we even got on the plane, which is very shocking.
Yeah, well, we were just sitting there. I'm like, maybe we should figure out where we're going to stay. But yeah, we're just arranging cars, arranging stories, Neos, EV6 GT, Autobahn runs, Lucid stuff. What else? iWays, you name it. Neo. The list goes on and on.
You said Neo twice?
Neo
You ready
twice.
for Neo?
Well, I was just talking to the Neo people, so that's why it's on my
okay.
mind. Because they have an EP9 in Frankfurt.
Oh, really?
And I was like, does it have the battery? Because I want to drive it. So I haven't heard back yet. Anyway, lots of cool ideas all coming around. We are just going to, find a little exit. The Munich airport's kind of off in the middle of nowhere. You can see we're 31 kilometers away from Munich downtown. So there's a Zoe. Oh, great. Love all the EVs around here. Germany is really a hot spot for electric cars. But I'm curious to see how things have changed over time. Also, if you look in front of us, you'll see a Hyundai Staria, which is a vehicle we don't get in America, but should. It's like an Ioniq 5 in a van. It's not actually electric. They may make a plug-in hybrid one, but it's got all the pixel theme and it's really cool. And I'll just come up close to it so you can get a good idea of it. Let's just go, make sure our headlights are on. They are. We'll pop in the left here.
Pop the next left.
Yeah, get the next left. Let's just show you this Staria very quickly, because it's such a cool looking van that no one really knows about, and they're very uncommon. This is the first one I've seen in Germany. Granted, we are just here. It has the same sliding window as the ID Buzz, and look at the front of it, Alyssa.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that cool looking?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Staria.
Looks cool on camera.
Yeah, anyway, this vehicle has adaptive cruise control. That is good to have, actually. That is an option in Taycan. And surprisingly, a high number of Taycan owners don't select adaptive cruise. They just want basic cruise control.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess they're used to just driving. They like to drive their car.
Yeah, if they're Porsche people, sure, I get it. But I like all the InnoDrive stuff, and it works. InnoDrive works really well here, especially compared to the US.
Yeah.
It's like you drive a German car in Germany, and it like works with the infrastructure and route planning, and it's all, the red light timers, all these things just work really well. So anyway, yeah, let's go pull off here actually at this Ausfahrt. And it's just, out in the middle of nowhere, basically. We'll get the car set up, figure out where we're going, and then we got at least 3 weeks I think we're going to be here for.
You might be.
Yeah, you might go home a bit early.
Yeah.
But we got stuff to do, so let's do it.
Get her done.
We are now logging in. It's loading my account. It's going to dial up all my seat settings, my last used air conditioning settings. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool how this all kind of works. And I'll do a login without security code. If you just pan away for a second, Alyssa, I can enter in my security code. We'll also do automatic login, so I don't have to log in every time. This system is quite clunky, but once you get used to it, it really does work pretty well. So let's go to stop coming up with things. Next, your privacy mode deactivate, so it'll show in my app. Great, everything's connected. Do not like voice control. You have reached the end of the setup assistant. Close. Fantastic. Now it's got Kyle, got all my stuff. Let's see if plug-in charge is activated on this particular one. We'll go here to overview, hit this. Plug-in charge is on, so that should work. Battery saving fast charging. Note, we want fast charging here in Germany. And what else should we do here? I guess we need to figure out where the heck we're going, which I'll figure out here in a second and then show you guys, just to give you an idea of where we are right now. We're just northeast of Munich, and we're going to be going basically over into this area, just northwest of Stuttgart. Now the vehicle says we can make it there on one charge, but of course we're going to have to charge along the way. I imagine we're going to rip it. But look how many high power charging stations there are. All of these HPCs that you're seeing, these are, 350 kilowatt or 150 kilowatt minimum. Most are 300 kilowatt plus chargers, just like off of every exit. When you zoom in, more pop up and more pop up. It's crazy. They're literally everywhere here. So when we talk about the infrastructure differences between the US and here, it's like you don't even have to think about charging here. You just pull off an exit and there's gonna be a high powered charger. It's next level. So yep, I gotta look up the hotel. We'll get it put in the nav, just adjust some last minute settings here, and then we'll hammer over to Stuttgart, do some de-restricted Autobahn. It is raining, so we'll have to take it, you know, probably not up to top speed, but we'll get a pretty good pace going, something that feels comfortable and safe. Just nice to be back in Germany.
Woohoo!
Well, we should be all set to go here. We are now in drive. We are just going away this way. So you can see we're going to charge up, you know, where the car wants us to, and it'll adjust based off of our driving situation, but we're going to pop over to here at this 300 kilowatt station. It wants us to go 17 minutes, 6% to 74%. I love Porsche Trip Planner. Really gets you down there in the single digits on arrival to maximize your charging performance. But for now, we'll just blast over the top of Munich through Augsburg. We'll probably actually stop into the Sortimo fast charging park. We may as well, don't you think?
Yeah, that'd be fun. I've never seen it.
Oh, you've never been there?
Not the one, the big one?
Yeah, with like 70 DC chargers. We called it the craziest charging station in the world.
Yeah, I've not been.
Oh, well, let's go there. We can at least top up, which will be cool. And yeah, we'll do the thing. So let's go blast to the Sortimo fast charging park, which should be here. Yeah, take a look at that. First guess.
Wow.
Oh boy, 475 kilowatt charging station.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, so it actually wants us to stop and charge to go charge at the charging station. Is that a bug? What?
1 minute, just one.
Well, it's actually, that's where we're going.
Oh.
Maybe this is just its way to precondition. I don't know. Anyway, into drive. We're in sport. Probably don't need to be in sport. This one doesn't have sport chrono, so you can't adjust on the wheel. We have to go here. Drive mode, normal, recuperation on. I can also do that just with this little button on the wheel. And electric sport sound off. Quiet, comfortable cruising. Off we go then. Let's go merge back onto the Autobahn and get some distance under our belt. Oh, one thing we need to do, of course, totally forgetting here, is to adjust our trip. Boom. Let's just reset everything. It's all in German. I should put the car in English. How did I not do that? Here, settings. See, all of this is in English.
Yeah.
System, language, English. that's not English.
That is not English. But that's English.
Right, this is English. I don't know.
That's English.
Yeah, okay. Very weird. Anyway, I kind of know what everything means anyway and how to use the system, so let's do it. We are now just merging onto the highway. This guy's making a U-turn over there. Just loving the differences in cars always. All the wagons everywhere. Interestingly, in the rear-wheel drive Taycan, you really notice the transmission so much more than the all-wheel drive Taycans. The reason is there can't be any extra motor to do torque fill when this is shifting, and because it has less power, it's always in first gear at low speed no matter what you do with the settings. So it's just, you do feel it shifting a lot, which is honestly not the most premium thing. The all-wheel drive Taycans do a much better job at smoothing out the shifts because it can keep regen going with the front motor or apply a little extra power when the rear motor is shifting. But here, not so much the case. Anyway, it looks like there are speed limits here right now, so we'll just kind of gently cruise along at 90 kilometers, 80 kilometers an hour or so. Yeah, something like this. We'll just kick on the adaptive cruise control, may as well. And cruise. We got some distance to do, roughly 100 kilometers till we get over to the Sortimo fast charging park. So let's blast on over there. We'll let you know if anything interesting happens, but already, yeah, great to see all the cars over here. Just loving it. And if you look just ahead, the rain is slightly lessening up, and we have our first stretch of de-restricted Autobahn. If you actually look right here on the screen as we go across this side, you'll see our 100 zone will go into a line. The car reads all these digital signs, unlike Tesla actually. There's the de-restricted sign, and Mercedes already on the throttle right there. Let's hit this little car button on the screen, Let's go drive mode into sport, and let's start picking up the pace a little bit. So full throttle. Man, for being the base car, it still has some pull up top. Again, a benefit of the 2-speed. I'm not sure the clunkiness is worth the compromise for most markets, maybe other than Germany. But when you come here, you start to realize, okay, maybe I get why they did that. Yeah, I can't really go too quickly. I'm noticing some speed limits up here, so we'll just try and squeeze on the throttle, cruising close to 90-something miles an hour right now, just in normal traffic. And we'll get one last squeeze before we have to bring down the speeds. Over 100 miles an hour now, and we're coming into 100 zone. So leaning on the brakes, getting the regen as we cross into this zone, merging into the right lane and back to 100 kph. So that is typical for the Munich area, where you get these very short bursts where you can, and then traffic and weather and all these things, especially now as we get close to, well, I was going to say commuting times. It's actually a Saturday, or is it Sunday? Sunday. All kind of mixed up at the moment, but yeah, no, that's great. Love being here for the driving. What do you think, Alyssa?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun, especially when I get to drive.
Look at this A6 pulling this camper. You'd never see this in the US. He's got tow mirrors on his A6. Sorry, go ahead, Alyssa.
I can't wait to drive on the Autobahn. It's always a lot of fun. I think the only time I've driven was actually in the i3, which does not have great top speeds.
Nope, you had an ID3.
ID3, yeah. ID3, yeah.
But no, you drove the Taycan, didn't you?
No.
Oh, you only drove the ID3 on the Autobahn then. We'll also have an ID3 facelift this trip.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I love that car.
Yeah, me too. I love the ID3. So anyway, we'll tell everyone the plans after we go to Zusmar's house and go take a look at the charging station. But for now, just cruising with traffic. Well, you join us cruising along now, 185 kilometers an hour, like nothing. Actually, we can just pop into the right lane because there's not much traffic around. Maybe coming up here slightly bit more, but rain is sort of, I guess, gone away for the most part. Just a couple little drizzles left, and now we are just back to no speed limits and having fun. We're not far away from the charger. One thing I wanted to show you was I've really been quite gentle on the car actually, and you can see the battery temperature is getting red hot. And what it's doing is, like I mentioned earlier in the video, we've selected a charging station but that we're going to arrive to at 63% state of charge, it's predicting. And what it's doing is basically saying, hey, I'm going to get it red hot, so if you do plug in, you'll have the best top charging performance possible. And that is, again, part of the magic of Taycan, this integration with route planner, everything working so nicely. So yeah, this car just rocks. I've said it so many times. I don't know how many more videos we need to do on it for people to realize, but yeah, we didn't really get this car to talk about the Taycan. I wanted to show the charging lounge, and I thought it'd be kind of silly to go to the Porsche charging lounge in ID3. Don't you think, Alyssa?
Yeah, that would not be a great story.
That wouldn't be a good video. So huge thanks to Mike again for saying, yep, I had an extra car, you can have it. So I don't actually know how long we have it for, maybe a week or two, something like that. But the nice thing about Taycan is, like, we have to go to Wolfsburg to do a shoot, just like a 20-minute shoot, and then blast back, which is like pretty far away. And so this car, we just get there like that.
Yeah, that is a good benefit, especially around here.
That's right. And here we are exiting for the world's craziest charging station. I'm so excited to be back, see if anything has changed. I'll take you guys on a quick tour of it, of course. And yeah, wow, we got M&Ms flying in this thing.
My M&Ms?
Yeah, they went flying right here.
Oh man.
Thankfully they were contained.
They are, that's just why I got this bag.
Nice work.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, this one has the non-ledge. Can you believe it's an option for this storage area to get a raised ledge so that your things don't go flying? This one
really? It doesn't even come?
No, you got to option it because it's a Porsche. Everything has to be optioned. I mean, thankfully they ticked the windshield wiper option for us.
That's a joke?
Yes, obviously.
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm so tired. Did not get to sleep on the plane.
So if we just round the roundabout here, it's right down over here is the cool charging park. I'll show you guys. Oh no, wait, sorry, it's just over here to the right, coming out a different way than usual. Here it is. This is the roof of it. They have like a whole grassy area. It would have been cool if they did solar on the roof. Seems to be an electric bus charging down there. 2 of them. That's cool. So very much looking forward to seeing what's going on. Wow, cool buses for sure. Let's blast on down. Nice ID3 over here. Cupra Born. Cupra Born's the cooler ID3, I think. In we go. They got a lawnmower going here. What is this little thing?
There you go. That's gonna take forever.
Oh, they got a Renault Megane E-Tech over here as well. We have a video on this car. See that silver one right in the middle?
Silver in the middle.
Mm-hmm. And then if I just come over here to the left, you'll see this whole parking lot has these little things sticking up out of the ground. Have you been here, Alyssa?
No, we just discussed that.
Yeah, I know, but just discussed it in the video, but it was a while ago.
What?
Yeah. So you haven't been here. So all of these are, I think you plug in, you get, first of all, if you plug in and don't activate the charger, you get 3 or 6 kilowatts or something like that. And then if you plug in and you activate the charger, you get 35 kilowatts. And if you want more, you can actually pay a higher per kilowatt hour fee and upgrade them to, I think, 120 or 150.
What?
Yeah. You pay more per kilowatt hour for higher speed.
Those little things are 150?
Yeah, no, they're all...
Each of these ports?
Yeah, 150, I think, 130.
What?
We'll have to look just to double check. I remember, you know, if everyone wants to, we have a full video tour of this. And then you get the big ones, and, you know, you can see it continuing around the outside here are more of them. I think there's 70 plugs in total. And honestly, we probably don't need more than one of those, but just because it's raining, we'll plug in under the cover. So here you can see an i4, an ID4, a Fiat 500e, the Tesla supercharger, the Neo battery swap station just over here, which is really cool. So we'll plug in over here at this one, which is quite a bit more expensive at 59 cents per kilowatt hour. But if I pull right here, this will reach the port, and I want to walk everyone through how this works because it's really freaking cool. So we will shut off the car. Let's pop out and show everyone how this works. So I've opened the CCS2 charging port on the Taycan. If we come over here, these are 300 kilowatts each. The big boy over there is almost 500 kilowatts on the end. I don't know how many amps it can do. I'll give everyone a quick tour of how the power is fed, but I should be able to pull this cable out a little bit, I think. I don't actually remember, but anyway, it should reach. Here we go. In we go. Now, what it's going to do is automatically connect. So we should wait and we should see this go green. Plug and charge. But again, it's going to plug and charge at a very low kilowatt rate. So let's take a look. And if you take a look here, we are now green just a few moments later. So that is good. And let's take a look at our charging speed. So this, I'll open up the door. You can show everyone. We are charging at 7.8 kilowatts. Now that's because this is a higher voltage car. It's an amperage limitation. So on a low voltage car, you might only get 3 kilowatts. And you can just sit there and charge at low speed. Or now what you can do is run inside and use the kiosk to activate the charger, or you can use their app, the eLoaded app. It's really cool. But I just like the idea that you front the connection with the car, it's charging, right? We know we have no worries now about the connection process because it's already charging. We just need to now figure out payment, which is the cause of like a lot of charging station failures. And I love that this is just, let's just get the car juicing and then figure out payment. So let's run inside here. There's a whole convenience store. There's a restaurant just for EV charging, Neo battery swapping. Well, that's new since the last time we've been here. Yeah, let's go in. I'll show you how the kiosk works. So you join me just inside the doors here. And what we're going to do is first put this thing into English by doing this, English, start charge. Now what I should have done was look at what our number was, but since we were the only one to plug in on S131, that's got to be us. So we are connected. So let's do that. And you can see here up to 475 kilowatts. Nice. So even though it's branded at up to 300, we can do that. We can do an automatic stop. Well, let's just go up to 100%. Why not? Because there's a million plugs here. And we can go tap to pay, Apple Pay right there. There we go. Please use the terminal, authenticated, authorizing. It's a really cool process. And of course, there we go. To stop charging, stop via car function. So payments completed. We can also follow our charge in real time. Let's do that. So let's see what this is. I don't think I've ever actually tried this bit before. This might be a new function. Loading. Oh, take a look at this. So we're at 7.6 kilowatts right now. 0.4 kilowatt hours delivered. But it should ramp up here any moment because we just paid. So let's run out to the car and see if now we get full speed. As we're walking out to the car, I can actually see we're up to 107 kilowatts right there. And yeah, how sick is that? Already ramping. What an amazing system. And again, over 70 plugs here. So the one thing that I missed here was you always want to look at your number when you plug in. S131 was the one that we plugged in. If, you know, a bunch of people get here at once, you'll see the screen shows everyone who's just plugged in. You just need to select your number, pay for charging. Let's run over, since we're here just juicing, we may as well. Let's take a look at the Neo battery swap. I can see ET7s over here. We've done a review of battery swap and ET7, right, Alyssa?
Yes, we have.
What was your impression?
It was a very nice experience. I enjoyed it a lot, even sitting in the back. I think I almost fell asleep.
Oh, really? Yeah. Here's a Quicksilver Model Y on my right. It's actually lowered. It looks really great, Model Y Performance. First time I've seen the Quicksilver. Looking really nice. I would do that color with white seats. But I don't know if they're doing white seats out of the Berlin factory or not. I'm not 100% sure. So anyway, take a look at this. They have a whole bunch of ET7s here. They have the Neo battery swap. If you guys are curious about Neo battery swap, again, we have a full tour, full video of how this works. It's a really cool process. The car automatically parks in here. They have a whole bunch of batteries stored just here to the left. It automatically swaps them around. It's really, I think, a fantastic service, especially if you're blasting up and down the Autobahn. You pull in here, a couple minutes later, boom, right back out on to top speed. We should probably grab a Neo and try that.
Yeah, we haven't seen how it works in Germany.
I think we could actually do, that would be interesting, Taycan versus Neo battery swap, because that's the best car on the Autobahn.
Right.
It charges like a monster. But this, in just a few minutes, you get up to 90% charge.
If there's no line.
If there's no line. If there's a car here, you're just stuck waiting. And if there's a long enough line, at some point, it becomes more beneficial just to plug in.
Yeah.
Fascinating. It's all fun. You can see the version 3 cabinets just back here behind this wall. All of the power for this entire station, for the CCS plugs, are done in that white building in the back with all the signs on it. They have a whole bunch of chargers with this crazy complex grid distributed situation. I think Jordan did a video actually with the guys who created it here, which was really cool. And that's on this channel as well, back, I don't know, a year ago, something like that. So just a cool place to stop. We're pretty much good to go.
Yeah.
Unless you want to pick up some snacks and stuff for the road.
I do. I want some coffee.
Yeah. Let's grab some coffee, grab some snacks here at the store, and then we'll blast off. Well, we just stopped for the little Great Bakery here. They always have good stuff. Got a little coffee and a sandwich, and car should be close to full by now.
Yeah, I know.
We've actually just noticed a new addition here, and we saw just some regular wall outlets here. And or a little something, small little 3-pin something or others, not sure what that actually is, but it's for e-bike charging. So if you ride your bike in here from the village, you'll be able to top up a little e-bike charging station. You also have a regular Schuko plug right there. So that is truly fantastic. Perhaps we should do an out of spec scoots video here one day, riding from the village, charging up along the way.
Can you slow and fast charge a bike? Is that why there's 2 separate ones?
No,
Faster?
I'm not a micro mobility expert. We do have a channel on it, but we just hired a girl to do that for us. Lacey would know, but no, I don't actually know the difference. That's just a regular wall outlet. This will do 3 kilowatts or so. Yeah, so that'll really juice up a bike in 2 seconds. Man, look at these e-Citaros just sitting juicing up. These things are sick.
They're pretty.
Yeah, they're cool. Back to the car we go. Okay. What are we charged up to? 91%. So that's basically what we got the car with. If you could move your little sandwich, look at that. 72 kilowatts, still at 92%. Crazy charging performance with Taycan. That's why I love this car. Really digging the Mamba green here because everything else is just white and gray and boring.
Well, I think we've both gotten into wanting a colorful car. Because our cars are boring colors.
Yeah, we always say don't buy boring colored cars, and
We
then
buy boring
we
colored
buy
cars.
boring colored cars.
Not the next one.
No, next one's got to be, you want your Lotus Electra in bright yellow.
Bright yellow or green.
Green could be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go. No need to keep charging. So we'll hit this. We'll wait for the little light to turn on inside the charge port. Once it does that, then there we go. It just heard the latch release. Now we can unplug. No little handle like CCS1 has. We'll throw this back in its small holster. Really nicely designed solution. Interesting, it did say 300 kilowatts here. It says 475 down there. So they must just all be upgraded now. If they're all sharing the same power, then it kind of makes sense. I think what everything is done is it's all on a DC microgrid, and then the DC to AC converters are done just in the roof here, which is really, really cool. So charged up, ready to go. Let's hit the road.
First bite of my pizza taken, and we are on the way.
Yes, 247 kilometers, roughly 3 hours of driving. There's going to be a lot of traffic and roadworks, I can imagine, but we are juiced up to 92%. The battery cooling is ripping right now, and we are ready to go. Man, this Neo battery swap is cool. I think we really need to do a Neo battery swap versus Taycan versus potentially even a gas car just driving normally.
Yeah, that would be interesting
And
for sure.
at nighttime, this whole section's de-restricted, so we can really do any speed.
Oh, which car will I get?
Yeah, you could choose. It doesn't matter. You could do the Taycan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you really should
Spicy.
experience how stable this car is at speed. I mean, it's hard to explain that you just sit at, at least in the Turbo S versions, 168 miles an hour or so, almost 170 miles an hour. And you just sit like this. It just doesn't feel like anything. Things are just whizzing by. It's crazy.
Versus like the Plaid, how I don't like that.
Yeah, Plaid at speed's a little bit not as buttoned down, I would say. But here we go, off to Stuttgart, this way. And there's someone just out for a stroll in the rain. You don't really see that in America.
Actually, you do in Fort Collins.
Oh yeah, well sir, in Colorado,
You
yeah.
surely do.
All right, good stuff. Well, we'll catch you along the way. Look, a little Volkswagen Up. Is it an E-Up? It is not an E-Up, sadly. Bummer. But I do love the Up exclamation point. Well, the Volkswagen has gotten out of the way in front of us.
A little baby bike.
Yeah. And we are up to cruising. Now, again, the roads are wet. We're still cruising over 100 miles an hour like nothing. Just great fun. I mean, this is the best part of Germany, is just being able to have the freedom to go as fast as you feel is safe. I mean, that's always the big thing. It's not always go as fast as you can go.
Right.
It's, if conditions allow, if the car can support it, then hit the throttle. You know
That
what I
was
mean?
one of the quickest, there's your hook. Yeah, lane changes I've ever seen with no having traffic.
So I'm wide open throttle right now. 200 kilometers per hour. Wow, 220, still pulling strong. You can hear the wipers start making noise. Just slowing down. There's an old Ferrari up here actually, sounding great, singing along in front of the Tiguan. It's amazing how much faster cars have gotten with modern technology, where he's going to be working to maintain some pace that this car can do without breaking a sweat. So take a look straight up here. You'll see this old 308, 328. What is it exactly? I'm sure we'll find out here just momentarily. Yeah, 308. Sounding great. Quattro, 4-valve, drinking the water, just epic. Little bit of a hazards to say hello. And we are wide open throttle in the Taycan. Full send. Here we go.
And we are here.
Welcome to Germany. 235 feels like the limiter there. We're braking for some traffic up ahead. So yeah, the rear wheel drive definitely doesn't have the top speed performance of the Turbo or Turbo S. We need that. But so I guess 240 is probably where the limiter is in this versus 265 in the other cars. It really doesn't seem like much big of a difference to me. You're still hauling ass.
I mean, a fast car is a fast car.
Fast car is a fast car. Check out this sick German Adventure 6x6 Mercedes Actros. Oh, that is freaking cool in the mirror too. Just insanely awesome. And you can see we are only about, 45 minutes away from our destination. The clouds and the rain have just given up. There's a Mercedes on failed air suspension in front of us. I don't think it was on collapsed suspension when I saw him earlier. We've been kind of in the same group of traffic. So that may have just happened, sadly. That's always a bummer. Anyway, just waiting for some speed limits to lift. It's 120 zone here, so we can't do anything crazy. Alyssa is fast asleep, just passed out. So I am having a great time, of course, just loving the car spotting. Nice M5 actually in there in the pull-off. All good stuff. We are just popping into a D-restricted zone, and we've been running with this Audi a little bit here on and off. So here we are up to 200 kilometers an hour. I'm wide open throttle, barely passing. Come on, Taycan, there we go. Sending it. 220, 230. So freaking awesome and stable and easy. Coming into some traffic, backing off early so we don't just come flying up on people. But it's great to be able to open this thing up here in the home turf of this car and have like other car enthusiasts with thumbs up. This Mamba Green Taycan, again, for being the rear wheel drive car, gets a lot of attention. Even around here, a lot of the local folks are like, oh yeah, that's cool. And so thank you to the Octavia for getting out of our way. Will the Tiguan move for us? Let's see. Yes, thank you very much. The Taycan's quite imposing coming up from the back. Will the 5 Series move over? The answer is typical 5 Series driver. We were stuck behind a 5 Series owner who would not move. Here we go. Thank you very much to this person. Back to wide open throttle we go. Absolutely sending it. Staying pinned. We'll get up to top speed here. Full send. Pulls so hard up top it doesn't give up. Here we are, 235, 236, 237, 238, 238. That's what it wants to do, and we're slowing for some cars up ahead. How crazy is that? You just sit there comfortably cruise. Alyssa, what do you think?
It's just so much fun. I don't know how fast you were driving when I was sleeping, but yeah, I couldn't tell if you weren't even driving fast.
Yeah, we were stuck in a lot of traffic, so we're not going that fast, but just love being able to hammer this thing, even at 23% state of charge, just feeling it pull so hard. And I could have pulled to the right there, but no one was behind us, and yeah, better to not change lanes with slower traffic there. And look, just look through the corners. It's so balanced, it's so nice. You always just want to be a little bit careful as you have these cars that are going moderate speeds in the right. We're going by at over 200 kilometers per hour. For example, here I can just pop into the middle lane, stay at wide open throttle, 230 kph. We'll just move to the left as there's some traffic here. Just, this is what it's all about. It's so much fun. And the cool thing is, when you drive like this, you get to charge more, which I enjoy charging. So drive fast, charge fast. It's all good. We are now taking the exit. We're about 10 kilometers away from our hotel. We actually chose this hotel because I think the original plan was actually to meet up with some other media folks, some YouTubers and other things that Porsche invited to film their charging lounge at the Hockenheim Ring. And I just went on to Hockenheim Ring Porsche Experience Center's website and said, like, what are the partner hotels? And they're like, main Porsche partner hotel was the one we're staying at, and it was only like $95 for the night, and it looks like a really nice hotel.
Yeah, it was like an infinity pool or something.
Yeah, it looks real fancy. Yeah. And I was like, no way, that's only $95 a night. And apparently it is. I mean, who knows, they might charge you for air conditioning or for parking.
Resort
like
fees,
it says free parking, free Wi-Fi, so I was in. That's the only amenities I need. And if they happen to have free charging, that's great, but I can go to Ionity, and because the Porsche has free charging for, I don't know, 2 or 3 years in Germany, it doesn't cost me anything to charge it anyway. So yeah, plus I enjoy going to find new stations here. So yeah, just epic. I guess we're just heading into the little town here, sending it through the corners for some fun. Why not? Got a lot of grip, actually. Yeah, the rear wheel drives are so great at turn-in because there's one less motor on the front axle, so they actually have a little bit lighter steering, a little bit nicer to huck around, I would say, but certainly not nearly as fast or hardcore as the dual motor Taycans. So yeah, let's go through Wiesloch.
Wiesloch.
Wonder what happens in Wiesloch.
Yeah, I've seen 2 little Fiat so far.
Yeah, you're really into those 500Es.
Well, I just keep seeing them.
Nice. Well, let's pop into town and see what we can find. We are now on some country B roads heading into the town of Lehman, and all of Germany is kind of set up this way, where you have very condensed villages and then like very distinct end of town lines with farmland in the middle. And this really doesn't happen in America this way. So it's really a totally different way to set up, the entire country, more or less. But it's actually pretty interesting because in Europe, at least, they have like types of roads have speed limits that you're just supposed to know. For example, this is a B road. So the speed limit is 100 kilometers per hour until you come into a city. And then I believe it's 50 kilometers per hour.
Sure is.
There are signs around occasionally. On the highway, it's just 130 kilometers per hour unless you see a no speed limit sign. And you're just supposed to kind of like know the speed limits, but it changes country by country as well. They also put the stoplights on your side of the intersection here, which I think makes more sense than putting them on the other side of the intersection, because it shows this is our light. But you do sometimes have to like look through the little glass window stuff. So if you have a car with poor visibility, it's not always the best.
But it keeps you paying attention.
Keeps you paying attention, that's right. So yeah, we're only 3 minutes away, 1.2 kilometers away from the hotel. Let's go check this place out. And we are now turning on to Hamburger Street, which coincidentally is where our hotel is.
Hamburger.
That is great. I want to live on Hamburger Street. That's amazing. So reception, and I think that's what this sign means, says we can park here for 15 minutes to check in. So we will do just that. And palm trees. The heck? Villa Toscana Hotel, Restaurant, Conference, Events, Shopping, Spa.
Wow.
Weird area.
Yeah.
It's not like a bad area. It's just like apartments, and then you have Hotel Villa Toscana. The heck? Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
It's always an adventure. Well, we have ended the day here at Villa Toscana, and looks pretty nice. They give you a pretty hefty. Look at this key for a room. That's crazy. Thick key. And yeah, we're just parked here for free is what she said. So that works out pretty great. There's a DC fast charger at McDonald's just on the other side of here. So we can juice this thing up if we need to. They don't have level 2 charging, unfortunately. I would imagine they would have, being the Porsche recommended hotel, but maybe there's not much in the area. I don't know. But yeah, car looks great. More to do with it.
More to do with the Mamba Green.
So I guess maybe we should finish up by saying, what do we have planned?
Oh, yeah.
So most of this trip is going to be centered around the IAA. That's going to be the big bulk. We are filming new car launches. We'll be driving a whole bunch of stuff, like really an intensive amount of videos around the IAA. That's going to be about a week from today. During this week, we have to go up to Wolfsburg, film some things with Volkswagen. We're going to be, of course, testing this car. We will have an iWays U6. We'll have an ID3 facelift. We're still finalizing details on the Lucid Air, although it sounds like we're able to get a car to do some runs. Looking for a Tesla Model S Plaid owner, of course, in the area. If anyone has one who's watching, let me know so we can do some runs down the Autobahn. Hopefully it has track mode. Might be able to even reach out to Tesla and see if they know anyone, or if there's any local service centers or stores that have a car we can borrow for an hour just to do a quick rip. So that's a high priority. I really want to do a Plaid drive on the Autobahn, preferably at night where we can just send it. Yeah, it's just a freaking awesome time. You know, whenever we're here, stuff comes together. So if you happen to be in Germany and you have cool cars, electric cars that you think we should film, let us know, reach out, And yeah, I'm gonna go park this thing, and we gotta edit this video and throw it on YouTube right away.